Adilor in the booth with me is Shinmaru. How you doing?
I'm doing just great. How are you doing?
I should have slept more or woken up earlier or something, but I'll get through it. We'll be fine. We are going to be reviewing Link to the Past Ken's. We got a Kaz Boots video here to look through, so we're going to be going through this and critiquing, and we'll see what we see and what we want to say about it. We'll have some words.
Yep, plenty of words. And yeah, this is the I believe the week 5 and 6 mode for the tournament. If I'm remembering the rules document correctly.
I believe you're right.
Yeah, casual boots is just standard start. Start with a sword, start with boots, have at it. I think we were all probably at the most popular mode, or at least one of the most popular modes.
Yeah, Kaz Boots is definitely a mainstay in the community. It's a very, very, very appreciated, loved mode. It's nice. You start with boots and sword. What's not to love?
Yep.
And then you get to go through castle, and that way it's out of the way. You don't have to figure out where. You don't have to worry about when to route castle. It's very nice.
Yeah, I do not disagree.
All right, here we go. We are off. House chest. Oh, the single arrow. Good to have right out of the gate. We got it. All right, so funny thing about Kaz Boots is even though you don't have the sword visible from the start, it still works. So you can definitely just dash through bushes. It still works. It's kind of neat.
Yep.
And normally in standard you get a weapon from Uncle, but since we start with a sword, the game is like, now you got a weapon. I'm going to give you whatever. Boomerang's kind of nice though.
Yeah.
Good check and summarize off the beginning. Small magic.
Yeah, very nice. Yeah, I do like the checking of the stun prize immediately, and small magic good to have early in case you get like something really nice like a fire rod.
Yeah.
Okay. The rarely seen right side play to spice it up a little.
They're actually like the same length. Like you can go whichever side you want as long as you just kind of do it.
There you go, early maps. You don't have to remember whether the sank chest has the map at the end. Yeah, nice thing to remember when dealing with these guards, you can keep moving while you use the boomerang, so it's kind of nice. Like if you slash a sword, you stop like completely, but if you're using the boomerang, you can keep walking forward as you stun the guards if they're getting in your way.
Yeah, it's a few frames to just throw the boomerang. Yeah. The funny thing about the boomerang on the ball and chain is that it stuns it for like a lot less time. It's one of the very few enemies in the game that works like this.
Yes. Yeah. Hook shot will stun them for a pretty decent amount of time. Yeah, boomerang. I found that out the hard way.
Yeah.
When I started playing.
Well, that's nice. We got 2 swords already.
Yeah, even though, it's kind of sets off those Zaga alarms, it is very nice to have 2 swords in here as you just mow through almost everything.
They're slightly better off there just dashing to the right and then up, but yeah, it's fine. Not that much different. Yeah, with boots, you're looking for how long can you go in straight lines, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, with boots of it, that's really like where you're maximizing. You're just kind of looking for the longest corridors possible. Like keep moving.
Oh, Kira went to the right there. It's that one right there. Yep. There you go.
And finding out that the rats are in a bomb pack is pretty nice. There's a whole bunch of them
yeah.
here. Yes.
Yeah, there you go. Yep, the rats are in a different group than the snakes and the guards. Yeah.
Yep.
So in the standard start, you have 2 chances to acquire a bomb pack. Oh, we got some RA and bow in the secret room. Very cool.
Yeah. Yes, it does open up some potential options. If you want to get a little spicy. Right after, I don't know how many people are going to jump at 4 heart lampless Eastern area immediately, but it's a potential option.
I mean, I would, but that's just me. If I get a bow and like if I go straight to Eastern in this situation because I'm just do it.
Yeah.
A glove though. All right, map check, pendant desert. Okay.
Yeah, the glove is nice too because if you want, you could, like, you don't have to complete the. I mean, you don't have to go up the top of the mountain, but you can do a nice little out of logic old man rescue just to get that save and quit spot.
Yeah.
Early for when you get like a mirror or hook shot or something like that. I think that's what if I were gonna do Eastern, I think that's what I would pair it with, is just rescue the old man, save and quit, and then go Eastern area.
Checking the creep wall, see what you get. Yeah, it just hearts. Yeah. In Kaz boots, I do like usually going up here and just checking lumberjack because starting with the boots gives the logic more opportunities to just put stuff here.
Yep, especially getting that sword. The sword very early.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely don't hate doing a quick mountain climb for this. There was one my Kaz boots seed, the last Kaz boots turning against Gamachu. I should have done it because it would have actually paid off huge. It's not necessarily terrible for just picking up the save and quit point really fast, and then you have mountain access later. So, 10 bomb. Okay.
That's where I'd be a little annoyed. Like, oh, I just got through farming bombs. And
Yeah.
10 right there.
Yeah. Thanks, game. But it is still entirely reasonable to head to Kakariko, go for the density. Nothing wrong with it.
Yep.
Well, blinds, I don't have anything, or is it all trash? Let's find out. Nope. Okay. A slight optimization you can do in the back of blinds is if you have boots, you pick up all 6 pots on the way to the chest, and that way you can dash away from the chest. It's a little bit faster. You can also throw the bomb from when you drop in. You can throw it directly over the closed chest. You can throw bombs over a chest that's closed, but not over one that's open. This game is weird.
Yeah, to answer your question, yeah. So I wouldn't, I wouldn't like do the rest of Deathbed. Like I wouldn't climb Spec Rock. I would just like, it would just be like an, just rescuing the old man just to have, get an item and the save and quit for when you actually want to tackle the rest of the mountain. It'd be like thinking.
There. What do we just get here? Like flute, pearl, ice rod? Is that what I saw there?
Oh yeah, yeah.
There's so much all at once.
Just a nice shovel too. Everyone's favorite.
Yeah, let's get that out. So now at this point, my idea of climbing the mountain would have been bad because there's a flute and cack. So sometimes that's just how it does.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. As much as our restreamer Trace Fire hates the idea, sometimes the plays just go to cack.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, basically, it's an idea that if you can climb the mountain and you're coming out in a Kaz boots, like you're literally right there. You're just really close to the mountain climb. You can say, well, I can just do this right now, since when am I going to once again be right here? It's just, yeah. Well, okay, sure. Third sword, let's take it. Yeah, so my general rule of thumb with boots, I mean, it's the kind of the rule is if you're gonna go less than like 4.5 tiles, it's not worth it.
Yeah, I think that was the number the P Train threw out in his Boots Camp video a couple years ago. I definitely scoured over that. A lot of helpful tips in there. Something I try to keep in mind, although I do have I do have plenty of bad dashes still. I think everyone does.
Yeah, it is easy to want to just like dash everywhere, but then you gotta, when you're getting into like good boost movement, you have to kind of stop and think about every situation. Be like, is this worth it? Like you can really just count the tiles. If it's like 4 or less, then you're like, no, it's not worth it. Okay, shovel checked. Nothing good there. Where are we going? Going to 6. All right. I don't hate this. Like when I have a early flute, I like to just kind of go look at desert. Oh, that's cool. I like to peek Desert Legend, go straight to Agina. It just flute makes knocking out these isolated Sphere 1 checks like really easy. So this is perfectly fine.
Yeah, I am also like a serial Agina checker in a boots mode because it's so easy to just like dash over here.
It does, yeah.
And people do still like to leave Agina all alone at times. So if you find something nice here, pretty good. And regardless of what Ken finds here, I mean, it's still paid off with the scout of the mitts.
Never walk out of Agina. If you hear, even if you're going to flute, never walk out of Agina unless you're going directly into desert with the book you find in Agina's closet. Never walk out of Agina. You're always better saving and quitting. Flute to 7, continue our south route.
think around this time is when I would start thinking about Eastern area. Like I would probably still go to Mini Moldorm, but I might put off Ice Rod Cave just to see if I can get closer to Zora money.
Yeah, this one we've had so little money so far. Yeah.
Yep.
Zora seems like it's very far away still.
Yep. And when you're water walking, I mean Zora is like the literally the one check. It's like actually in logic.
You can definitely just get your bomb active at the very beginning of this screen and just carry it and just walk up and throw it, and you have plenty of time for that too. I don't hate Ether for this. I mean, if you have sword beams, like sword beams are pretty good for killing minis, but Ether is definitely the fastest medallion for nuking Mini Moldorm Room.
Yep.
We almost have enough for Bottle Vendor. Nearly there.
Yeah. Yeah. Fire Rod, good find too. Definitely makes Eastern play even more appealing. You're kind of eliminating the tougher of the dark rooms there.
So here you're dashing to Ice Rod Cave when you have a flute. You're right better off just fluting to 8. Just kind of point that out. You can also cook a bomb here for this, but sometimes the crabs won't let you do it. It's kind of one of those dynamic things he's gonna just figure it out. But there you definitely find just cook the bomb and throw it earlier. Visible bottle on the island. I hope that's not our first one.
I know, yeah.
Well, there's some money finally. Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't personally continue with this. I don't even know if I go to the do the water walk there, but we'll see how it works out. Maybe we get lucky here.
I do like the little bait to the side. Swimming is tough in this game, so kind of baiting the Zora little fireball shot.
If you know you're not fast enough that the Zora's going to shoot, you may as well just give it, lead the shot off to the side. Yeah. It is better to, I mean, I guess if you're just checking the ledge, you got a flute, it's probably about even to just flute here, but yeah, never walk out of Zora if you're all the way back at Zora himself, yeah. Or on the ledge, either way. There's no reason to ever dash with the old man following you. Just remember that.
Yep.
You spend the 30 frames to start up the dash, and you move no faster.
Yep. Yeah. Old man's getting on in years. He doesn't like dashing.
Okay, so all we have left now is Bottle Vendor and the Eastern area.
I think it's supposed to. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's supposed to be a little faster in this situation when you have a glove. Just do Eastern first and then kind of visit Saha after.
Yeah, a little bit, because you can just drop down to the side from the saucer closet. Yeah. Oh, book. Well, there's our second glove. Okay, that's Dark World. Yeah, I'm gonna make a point too. The manual stairs, there's no gain from dashing up them. If you're gonna do it, there are some situations in which you can make better time. Like on the long stairs on Death Mountain, you can, if you get spin speed activated and then pick up a bomb or a Samaria block or something. Ideally, a bomb, which is the fastest to pick up. You go like a lot faster up the stairs if you hold it up a diagonal. That's a funny trick. Lacking that, you can wiggle. You can like hold up and just wiggle left and right, and you gain a frame every time you do it.
Yeah, going upstairs is like probably the only situation around where I'm like pumping.
I do it sometimes when if you're moving up or left, those are the two directions that work. If you're pushing against like a ledge or a wall or something, you can gain a few frames here and there, but that's not super often. Yeah, no, I'm not. We're not too worried about stair drag just yet. No, I don't even think about stair drag that often.
Very nice. Don't even have to think about whether to do the big key chest or not. The game just gives you all three items.
Yeah. So what I've been recommending in this room actually is exactly how NMG. I mean, if you have a lamp, you can do it exactly how NMG does it. You just kind of walk up to the right around and just fire an arrow left at the green Igor. But yeah, without lamp, you have to kind of set up the room a little bit with the fire rod. So you might have time to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, with this loadout, I've also liked using sword beams just to conserve a little bit of ammunition. You get rid of the popos, and the sword beam still lets you see where the Igors are. If you have to do it in the dark, obviously.
Yeah, sword beams are amazing to have in the back there if you can't light it up.
And that's crystal number 1 now. And next stop, desert. Get those mitts.
Yep, that's where we should go next. Go grab that. Actually, we have to go. We don't have anything else besides Zora.
Yeah. A little mistake I'm sure I've made plenty of times. Like, I already have mitts, right?
I mean, yeah.
I saw the mitts earlier. Don't I have them already?
Yeah. It's such muscle memory. You land at 6. You just want to pick up the rock. Yep.
Yep. And nice dash line. I try to remember at the beginning of desert. Like, you can usually start from those little decorations on the side of the door. If you dash up in there, it usually gets you past without bonking on columns.
Yeah, you kind of just step to the left, like you dash just left of those bottom 2 pots, and you get to go all the way up. Yeah.
Yep. Just a little potential situation to think about. So say, I don't know whether the second item's here or not, but say the second item's on the boss. Do you just skip that for now, knowing where mitts are? Do you give literally any thought at all fighting Lamo at this point in time, or do you just leave it?
I think I'm not worried about killing every enemy in desert, but that's kind of a side point also. Yeah, if the second item is not here, okay, now we're not worried about it. Yeah, so that's both items in desert.
Yeah. I think for now, I probably leave it, even though it's kind of a pain to get back to desert with the book. I think it opens up a little too much.
Yeah, I don't kill Lanmo here. There's no point. I mean, in my mind, there's no point.
Yeah.
I certainly don't hate checking my area immediately. You get to know whether you have the medallion for it. Yep. And it's a quick 2 items. That's Bombos. Okay.
Unfortunately, a little bit of wasted time after, you're probably just a save and quit. I think, Error has been pushing a lot lately to have a plan for every single room. I think just knowing ahead of time, like unless you get that medallion, you're probably not going to do anything else, or a mirror or something like that. So I think as soon as you get second item, it's your cue to just like save and quit instead of kind of using a second or two to dash down before. Save and quit. Like every second can count in a race.
When you're opening King's Tomb, remember you can hold your sword off to the left or right and just kind of nudge up against it and tap your boots button, and it will just it'll just open it without having to bonk it. I'm not a huge fan of isolating Grave Ledge here, but it's not necessarily horrible. I just have really bad times lately with isolated Grave Ledge. It's been very bad to me lately.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely don't mind putting off King's Tomb for just a little bit, just seeing what you get in the initial Dark Loop. The thing with like some of these bad checks with like Graveyard Ledge and such is like you want to pair them with as many other checks as you can, just to make it a little faster, a little more enticing to actually do.
If you can with your map checks, just try to spot like the important prizes, like the red crystals and the pendants, and then you can kind of fill in the rest as you go. But if you have like the like ability to do that, no, not everyone is good enough at like just kind of like tracking as they go and remembering prizes and stuff. But yeah, you don't have to remember where the blue crystals are, because those are like the default prize if nothing else is there.
Looks like we're going straight for Pendant Moth here. Don't think this is where I would. I think you're probably trying to scour everywhere looking for a hammer, because like hammer gates so much.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
But I think you can put this off a little bit, especially because it's pretty easy to get back to Skullwoods area.
Yeah, we did already get one item in the middle chest there, so I'm not. Yeah, I mean, Pendant Moth shouldn't really be a priority here. There are timings to dash through that room, and if you want to have good boots movement, you want to learn those, because you can get through those spikes if you do certain timings in that room. But yeah. In this room, you can definitely scoot between, like, kind of a little diagonal between the stars and the pit as you come in, and not have to do the whole cycle around the room. There's a good way to handle this room without having to use ether for it. You can actually only have to really kill 3 of the Gibdos, and there's a pretty fast way through the room with Fire Rod, especially with half magic. You don't have to be too conservative here.
Yeah, half magic and tempered blue mail. The Mothite shouldn't be too horrible.
And I would say in this room, if you don't have the method of walking up and spinning the Gibdo and kind of like muscle memory, because you can just spin kill the Gibdo on the spike, With fire rod, just throw the fire rod shot immediately at the Gibdo, like the moment you walk in, because you're gonna get the key. For starting Moth the Tempered Sword, what I recommend is hold your sword out north and then just like put yourself in Moth's hitbox and start mashing your boots button. You can get up to 2 dash pokes in, which count as tempered slashes, and that's half of Moth's health gone already. Never spin with tempered on Moth. Never spin.
Yep.
That upgrades it to gold sword damage, which doesn't work. Bit of a spicy Moth that we got there.
Just the map, unfortunately.
This is a weird Skull Woods in which we've still had no keys. It's like I understand trying to just go left. They're like, where are the keys?
Yeah.
There's a key. Yeah, now go left. It's easy to think you have a key in Skull Woods, but do keep an eye on your key counter. Yeah. In this room, you can just go left and dash down, and then you don't have to worry about bonking in the chest or anything instead of going to the right.
Yeah, and fortunately, this is some wasted time here because Ken already has both of the items in Skullwood, so that was only ever going to be a small key.
Yeah, at that point, if you found this, you know you're seeing the second item, you just dash up and out of the compass room. Yeah. You have all our swords, though. That's cool.
Yeah.
Ooh, a lamp. About time.
Yeah.
Worth noting is the correct way to handle C-shaped room with boots is to only dash the vertical. Don't do the horizontal dashes. They're not worth it. See some people do 6 dash C-shaped. I'm like, nope, don't do it. It's not worth it to dash and jump the ledge like that. No, if you're going to jump the ledge, you're holding up left diagonal and quick hopping, and it saves 1 frame. Don't dash out of doors like that, no, either. That's definitely just wasted time. Remember, 4 tiles. If it's more than 4 tiles, it's worth it. Do I need to ask what the muffins dash is, though? Do I need to ask?
Oh, it's a long story, but long story short, I think is I forget. Yeah, one of our mentors who actually did one of the VOD reviews, Maniacal, was I think calming a. I don't remember what type of race it was, but another runner in the community, Muffins, did a 1-tile door dash out of a C-shaped house.
Oh, okay.
And Maniacal was very upset by this. And it just became a kind of a funny little in-joke that Muffins has embraced. Just kind of playing the idea of like all of us doing this kind of silly, not ideal types of plays all the time. Glitch mentor, sorry, thank you.
Okay, yeah. So the Thieves front was all dungeon items. We have all the items in the back. So here we go.
Yes.
Which means we are potentially orphaning an item in the big chest. It is what it is.
Yes. But also, hammer could definitely be back here anywhere with that small key in the front. Or something leading to hammer. Could be back here as well. It's definitely a tough choice sometimes a tough choice to deciding whether to do this with a hammer, but I think in this situation, I think I just go for it.
Yeah. Don't worry too much about killing bugs here. You've got all your swords and boots. You can just dash through these rooms. And like you have blue 12 hearts. Like a little bit of damage from these things is not the end of the world.
Yeah. This one especially, you can literally just walk in as soon as you cross the door line, and these bugs will not hit you. Literally 99% of the time.
Yeah, like no matter what the RNG does in that room, if you walk, even if you're like no swords, like you can walk in, go to the right, and just like nudge up like underneath the hole, and like they'll always miss you. You can just throw a bomb right off the bat, and like throwing a bomb right off the bat it saves time because that way it's exploding while you're opening the chest and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, mirror. Okay.
Boy.
Okay, no matter what happens here, I'm just going to say, just learn the blind script. That's all I'm going to say.
Yep. Yeah, when I started playing Rando, blind was legitimately one of the scariest bosses for me until I learned blind script, and now.
Yeah, now you can walk in with any sword and it goes just fine. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing like Inversia Seed, is like 3-heart blind, sure, bring him on, give it to me.
Yep.
Definitely rather that than the whole 3-heart Cold Stare, 3-heart Vidi, etc.
Yeah, Anger makes a point I was going to mention. Like, don't worry too much about keeping yourself topped off on like hearts and bombs and stuff. Like I saw earlier on, like a lot of picking up extra bombs. Like you're going to find bomb packs and arrow packs and stuff in the pool, like enough that you shouldn't have to worry about picking up like optional like 50/50 bombs and stuff.
Yeah, looks like we're running straight back to Graveyard Ledge. I'm not 100% sure how I feel about this. Like, this is obviously a terrible check to isolate. This is also like very slow to check in isolation as well.
I think if you're gonna do this, you should combo it with like catfish, but that's also going to require you to do a current jump here.
Yeah.
Because then you can also clean up your like Grave Ledge catfish sword cleanup would be not terrible, but yeah, this is definitely just like it's hitting an isolated check too early.
Mhm.
At this point, if you're gonna go, is it better to just flute back to 3 or take the dash back? I think it's probably just flute 3 is better here, right? Instead of like dashing across 3 screens, probably.
Probably, but I couldn't say for sure.
I'd have to time it.
Yeah, exactly.
It might be it might be comparable enough, yeah. Yeah, at that point, just dash down the right path there. Don't go through the middle like that. All right, let's see how your digging goes. Let's see. So with digging, to optimize it, you want to kind of do like up and down. You want to do like 2 rows at a time, basically. That one wasn't too bad. You kind of just like you sort of do like some kind of diagonal movements where you're going up and down and digging like 2 rows at a time, and it's digging's weird to optimize, especially if you're going left because the shovel wants to go right by default. Like it's not by your facing. It's weird. It's one of those things that's kind of like just get used to digging. I don't know. It's weird. It's digging tech, and easy to think about it. You don't need these 20 rupees or these hearts. Yeah, get out of here. All right, Hype Cave. Do we have anything? Or anything to be gained here from Hype Cave? Let's find out. Probably not. Not looking good. That's a big 0.
Oh, yikes. All right. Yeah, as I'm dashing over to Bombo's habit, here's where I'm considering like, okay, what are my actual options after this? Is the options on the table aren't super great.
Yeah, because you got like Smith Chain, Checkerboard Cave is there. We got I mean Mountain. I mean I'm going like here's a crystal dungeon. I'm most interested in that after this.
Yeah, and it's also another option I think a lot of mentees I don't think will consider because it doesn't show up on your map immediately, but this also could be a situation where the logic wants you to do AGA to access East Dark World. So like considering like a Skullwoods water walk or a current jump to get over to East Dark World to bypass AGA, also a potential option. So I think what you were mentioning earlier, doing current jump along with Graveyard Ledge, I think would have been.
Yeah, because like if you're thinking, if you're thinking like it's gonna be a Hammer and East Dark World situation, then like you can current jump to East and just kind of go to. If you're gonna do that, like I think at that point you walk out of Catfish and go to Pod if you're making that play. But that's I don't know. It's reaching for like a Hammer and Pod or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
When you do still have things you can definitely accomplish, just like like Crystal Dungeon Hera, for instance.
Yep. Yeah, I think I'd probably go Hera first.
You have two
Like,
items in
there's
here.
definitely, Ken definitely pushing the mirror, I think, is the right thing to do. Right now, 'cause that's the one thing you got from like all of this.
Yeah, leaning into an item you've obtained from your what you've just done recently and trying to get something out of it logically, like, is not necessarily a bad play. In racing, you kind of have to just make decisions, and as long as you're making well-informed decisions, you're doing at least okay. Because like in racing, you're never going to make all the correct decisions. Don't worry about getting hearts here. Don't worry, just go to Hera. Like it's hard, but like don't beat yourself up over making bad decisions in a race, because like you don't have perfect information. Like you're never well informed enough to know where you should go exactly at all times.
Yep.
Just to make efficient plays, basically.
Yeah, and it's definitely tougher in the heat of the moment to like make these kind of snap judgments.
Oh yeah. Well, that was basically about the worst way that Deadrock could have gone ever.
Yeah.
Jeez. Good despawning it, though. Yeah. That Deadrock, I have words for it I'm not going to mention here.
Yeah.
It's easy to say just, like, don't mess with Deadrocks, but, like, sometimes they're doing that. They're, like, literally in the way, and you're like, well, I have to do something about it, or it's just going to wiggle up and down forever, and then you do something about it, and it's just like, haha, I got you. Like,
Yep.
I don't know. My advice here is obviously to learn Herapots, especially with boots. You can do super speed Herapots, and it's nice and quick. But if you can pull it off, sometimes it's crazy. Like I do it unbuffered, but some people are like buffer it. Like I recommend honestly learning a buffered method for it because it's more consistent. But if you find yourself able to do unbuffered super speed Herapot, go for it.
Yeah. Well, in this situation, we're not doing it because we don't have hookshot yet.
All right, hookshot. That's right. My bad. I had it in my head too much about hookshot already. I was thinking we already had it. Never mind. It doesn't help there's no on-screen tracker.
Yeah.
I could have reminded myself. Ignore me. Still learn Herapots anyway, you know. Good
yes. Oh, yeah.
That item in the basement now, I think. I admittedly wasn't keeping perfect attention to the items.
We've gotten one item so far. I think it was just rupees.
I think we're pending one on Moldorm, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially lately, like we keep coming up with new Herapot methods that are just even better than what we all did previously. So yeah, the newest method of Herapot is super easy. There's a huge time window for it. Oh, there's an item in the basement. Okay.
Yeah, I think in this situation, there's like no way you don't do it.
If you're looking to get to a different item on your menu while you're like waiting for a crystal to drop, like that's free time. You can just quick swap to it without in the menu. Yeah, I think at this point we kind of have to do Hera basement. Like we're getting kind of thin. At this point, we're down to Zora, Smith Chain, and I don't think we've checked Bottle Vendor yet. I think Bottle Vendor's still pending. Unless he did it and I missed it, but I haven't seen Bottle Vendor picked up yet. We didn't have money earlier.
Yeah, Smith is unfortunately pretty awkward. Yeah, there's like not a lot that's like good. I don't think there's pretty much no good options like Sora. Kind of
No.
isolated. Smith's is very awkward.
Okay, all hair is empty. Let's see what's next. Me personally, and this one, knowing lumberjack is nothing, I just current jump instead of agging him because it's not a it saves a lot of time versus the tower climb. Yeah, current jump is I learn a setup for it. There are a few good setups. Me, I don't do any setup. I just raw time it and it works every time, but I'm crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, if we're wanting East Dark World here, then definitely just learn current jump. Yeah. And I would say if you're gonna do it, yeah, you do it when you do like Graveledge, Catfish, then
yeah,
do all that.
I think this is a situation where holding off in Skullwoods doing okay because you could have done Skullwoods to Graveyard Ledge, and current jump.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, it's reasonable to make. I advocate Skullfront all the time, but that's just me.
Yeah,
because it's so easy to check. It's effectively overworld.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's very fair. I've definitely seen Hammer and Skullwoods plenty of times. Yeah, exactly. It's Trace Fires, and also Skullwoods Waterwalk. If you're not confident in your current jump, Skullwoods Waterwalk is very, very easy to set up. You're always gonna have it available in Kaz Boots. Like, literally all you do is one bonk. It's armed.
Yeah, there's also like a 5/ timing setup for current jump. Like you put yourself in the right position, you drop the bomb, do like 5 sword slashes, then just pick it up and go. And it works. I think it might be that easy. I don't do it personally. Like I just kind of drop it and go.
Oh yeah, and as Mr. Angry Pants is saying, yeah, you can also do a splash delete.
If you have the tools for that,
which you do, which Ken does in this situation.
Yep, bow and bombs, that'll do it.
Yep, or even plays that Samaria block just to make it, just give yourself a little more wiggle room. I'll say for Ken's question. I'm definitely not touching ice until I get flippers in this situation. Like I do like out of logic ice a lot, but not when I'm looking for hammer.
Not without hammer, no.
Yeah, unless the game's like giving me flippers, and I'm like my other options are extremely bad too.
Yeah, if hammer pops up, yeah, go for ice, no problem, because flippers are going to pop up somewhere, and you need for swamp, and you're not going to find them in ice, but yeah, it's better.
Yeah.
Especially if all you're looking for is flippers at that point. If you're in go mode with flippers, then you can actually just go mode ice palace. It's easy.
Yeah.
Which at this point, I mean, once we have hammer, we are going to be flippers and hookshot. I think that's it.
Yep, pending whatever the medallion for TR is.
True, yeah. And Bombos, right, for Meyer.
Bombos, yes.
A little bit of optimization you can do in your Aga fight also is try to like put yourself on the outside. If he's giving you a gap between him and the wall, like hit him towards the middle if at all possible. Just a little bit optimizes the travel time he has to get towards his next location. But also he's given a lot of the RNG's not great here. Not terrible, but not great.
Alright, see if we get anything here. Oh.
Well, there's Meyer access.
Yes.
I'm not thrilled about that necessarily, but I mean it's a clearable dungeon.
Yeah. That's kind of interesting if you find that in a situation where you didn't do Aga, you did a water walk. Because you could leave to do that, but then you have to, obviously repeat. If Hammer's not in Mire, you have to repeat that in a situation to get back to Pod. Whereas, I guess the one benefit of doing Aga in this situation is that you could just save and quit, and you're back on the pyramid.
Mm-hmm. Like it's still not ideal, but you do get some of that time back at least, yeah.
Yeah. So I think actually in Ken's situation, this specific situation where he did Aga, I think Mire is probably better than Pod. Because it's a crystal dungeon.
Well, you see rupees pop out of catfish, just mirror there. Yeah.
Yep. And there, he can at least clean up Zora now.
Yeah, I don't hate this necessarily. This is, I mean, it's hammerless Pod is kind of like, but I mean, if you're doing Aghanim, you're going for Hammer and East Arc World, so yeah. If I'm current jumping, okay, so I'm talking about previous situation here. I did run around. I do that too. I'm like, I don't have flippers, but if I'm cleaning up Grave Ledge, I'm probably also going to Catfish Sora, and I think at that point, if I don't find anything at Catfish Sora, I think I'm going to portal back, walk out of Catfish, and just go towards Pod. Maybe, I guess you're walking by Pyramid Ledge, you can do it there, but then I'm still heading to Pod, I think, at that point, because I want to try to actually get value out of the trip making to East Arc World.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, especially if you're because it's a bit of time taken to actually go to current jump. You're walking from Northwest Dark World all the way over to the east. You need to make sure you get the most out of that time spent.
Yep.
Yeah, going for Mire here, not necessarily bad play. It's a crystal dungeon. There are 2 items in it. It could be right. This could just be what the logic wanted you to do is climb Aga, get Bombos, go Mire. Yeah.
Yep. Which is.
And again, like I said, now we can save and quit Dark World and be back on Pyramid to go to Pod later. So this is fine.
Yep.
If you want to do Mire 2, well, they're learn the Mire 2 setups with sword beams and fire rod. You can do Mire 2 pretty fast.
Yep.
Well, sword beams, boots, and fire rod, but yeah.
Yep. And the benefit to that is that it looks super cool when you pull it off.
It looks great on Restream and it's fast. So yeah.
Yep.
Your commentators will be like, "Oh, good Mire 2. It's got the pattern down, nice."
Yep. So, yeah, legitimately one of the great motivators for me to learn fast strats is that they look cool too.
And they feel good to pull off. Like every time you get that Mire 2 one cycle, you're just like, it's a good day automatically. A little bit of optimization you can do in that room. Even without if you don't have an invulnerability item, you can still even just go for, regardless of whether you have one, you can go right for the spike switch And then while you have iframes coming off of the spikes, you can just walk through the BMOS and go for the pot key. It's a little bit faster. All right, so pending one item. What do you think? Cutscenes or you skip it? I think I skip it. Yeah.
I skip it for the time being. Sure. Unless I see that small key there, though. I don't know how much the new-ish Meyer logic changes that. I definitely try to skip it if I can. Because we've already had to do air abasement this seed. Let's see, we're going for it. I think I probably would have at least committed to the other.
Yeah.
At that point, I think.
Yeah, if you're gonna skip it, yeah, commit to that. And I think like you can kind of have like a general plan when you're going into a dungeon. I mean, at least you get to that point, you find a compass, or you're like, if you're gonna skip it, yeah, just commit to it, and that way you can kind of have like a route planned out instead of having to kind of go back and improvise and it can smooth out your movements too, because it's something you've done before. You can just kind of go more into muscle memory territory. That was vanilla anyway. Okay, cool. That was don't dash there, just walk. Remember, 4 tiles. And at this point, you're better off going for the big chest first before this check here. But there's the hammer. Okay, so now we can go to the boss. All right, cool. Good hammer. Well, that was the logic, yeah.
Yuck. Yeah, mentees take note. That is a situation. It's pretty rare. It's not like it's rare, but it pops up often enough. You want to keep it on your mind.
If you want to improve your Meyer basement times, of course, you can learn Spooky, but that's another kind of, it's a technique you can learn once you've kind of got more like, once you're routed, once you're just your general movement is more solid.
Yep.
You can save about like 20 something seconds in Meyer basement if pulled off properly. It's pretty good.
Yep, and it's actually a surprisingly easy trick to pull off for how complicated it might seem.
Yeah, you hit it twice there. Not sure why you hit it twice there. Yeah, you can also just like throw something to switch. You got a boomerang. You're just step in the door through the boomerang and then get out.
And like on your way to the boss, I think another good place to just kind of take a look at your tracker, see what's going on, and kind of consider what your next option is. Because the hammer opens up some things and not like super ton.
With
I think in Ken's situation, I'm probably avoiding pod as much as I can.
I'll say with Butter Sword here and then an invulnerable item, you can just do dashes through the eyes. Like 3 dashes kills them all.
Yeah. East Death Mountain is open now, potentially TR, depending on
if
what
we have the medallion
is.
for it, yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like we're probably getting a go at swamp in this situation, assuming flippers don't pop up with that hook shot.
Yep.
If you're gonna mirror, just mirror directly out of the door of Mire here. You don't need to walk all the way down.
Yeah, I think almost every dungeon you could basically mirror.
Unless you're an inverted mirroring from pod to or eastern to pod, but that's different.
Yes. I literally bonked there yesterday because I forgot.
Yeah.
Doing an inverted seed.
Your remaining crystals now are TR, ice, and swamp, which we cannot access. I don't hate ice here too, because I mean, even though without flippers, like you still could come up with hook shot there, and if not, then you can. I mean, it's a crystal and swamp's a crystal. You don't have to worry about Ice Pal's key logic. You can just do it. Oh, there's a hook shot. Cute. All right.
There we go.
Yeah, so at this point we're gonna be just flippers go mode actually. Go mode swamp. Okay. Hammers and Mire. Specifically the map chest on the right side.
Yeah, I don't dislike checking these dense checks before going straight to TR, especially knowing where that hook shot is.
Mm-hmm.
Just to see if you can see if you can snag those flippers before you go into TR.
As much as go mode TR doesn't necessarily get a lot, but yeah, it'd still be nice.
Yep. Yeah, you're at least skipping Mimic Cave. Maybe like big chest depending on big key placement.
General tip with when you're throwing bombs at walls, just always think about how early can I get this bomb out and get it cooking before I get to where it needs to be. Oh, there we go. Cool.
Oh.
All right. Yeah, we are done. Let's get this game going now.
Yep.
Oh, cool. We get nice 3 dungeon go mode. That's not terrible.
Yeah. Yep. And yeah, given that you have to reclimb anyway, it doesn't really matter. I think doing these two before TR perfectly fine.
Yeah, There's probably some very slight time difference there, but it's just like, yeah, whatever. I'm not gonna think too hard about it.
Yeah. If the dead rocks bully you, at least you have. You're coming out of a TR with full health. Yeah, go mode is just all execution here on out.
And with hookshot, I remember you can hookshot to a lot of things. Like you could hook to the big chest there as you come up the stairs. Of course, learning how to dive is a good trick here. Saves you a little bit of time. Definitely don't need to go to flooded room for anything.
Yeah, I think if you're taking the time to hit the switch and come out through that top room, it's probably just not worth your time.
If you're bow hunting, there are much more efficient checks for bow hunting along the way. And I wouldn't be bow hunting at this point with like 14 red and 4 swords, but yeah.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna have a ton of checks in GT that are many opportunities to find a bow. With all your swords and Argus, you can actually just hold your gold sword out and just kind of, for the most part, mash your hook shot. There's a certain rhythm to it, but you kind of just get free poke kills on the puffs. Sometimes the second bow basically doesn't exist, but you know.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like you went to pod. There's no reason to go to pod here. Pod is completely untouched.
Also, just remember me. I just remember a comment you made earlier, Jim. I hope that's not our first bottle. And
That is our first bottle. Yeah, it
I
turns
think
out.
that is our first bottle. Yeah, that is. Oof.
I don't hate that little pickup there. Actually, knowing it's a green, it's a bit of extra safety for Ice Palace.
Yep. Yeah.
If you don't use an ice, it's good to have for later. Yeah. Definitely don't need to kill all the berries. Don't worry about it. Don't worry. It's 1 heart. Don't worry about it. You're 14 red. Just go. I understand wanting to keep healthy, but like when you clear a dungeon and you have like 7, 8, 9 hearts left, and so you think about all those extra hearts you picked up that you didn't need. Just kind of keep that in mind. This is Gumwood Ice Palace. You don't need to kill anything here. Cool powder though.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, nice powder.
Say stop killing berries and get in the hole. Also, if you're gonna do this route, you don't need to worry about Samaria for the block. You can just use bombs for it. You can put a bomb in the bottom right corner of the pit, and it just hits the switch anyway. Yeah, well, Icebreaker is super duper worth it. It saves a ton of time in Ice Palace. Like say you can't do a thing. I would say like don't phrase it like I can't do this. Just more think about like I haven't learned this yet. Put yourself in a mindset of I should learn this because it saves a ton of time.
Yep.
Especially since like it's okay. So it's good to know Ice Palace bomb jump also because you're not always gonna have Samaria for ice, but like you should also do the setup for it correctly because you shouldn't be pushing away from the wall here at all. Like you don't want to be up against the wall when you're dropping the bomb. Just throw a hook shot or boomerang at it. Yeah. Like they're a good visual setup for Ice Palace bomb jump. I'd recommend learning just in case if you can't ice break. Yeah. That's just a general rule to anyone. Like still no Ice Palace bomb jump.
Yep. And the sword spin setup for any bomb jump is just like a huge lifesaver. Like it makes every bomb jump so much easier to execute.
Yeah, you get the ledge spin, then you know you have it right when you have the 2 pixels of lighter on light against the ledge, and then you have just get 1 pixel between the bomb and the sword, and you're good to go. I hate this room. I hate this room so much. It takes so many hook shots just to get across the room because they won't stop dropping hearts and stuff. It's like let me go, please.
Yep.
Just think you're mashing for 20 seconds. Just let me leave. Forgot the switch. Yeah. Oh, vanilla big key. Cool. More
Yeah.
more justification to icebreak.
Yeah. Yeah, this is kind of the unfortunate part of having to do this now, like, without having been able to do the Ice House Strong Trip, you kind of have
Yeah.
to look at that big key now.
And it delivered you basically the worst location for the big key. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if you just hit the switch beforehand, icebreaker, big key, completely unnecessary.
Yeah, I mean, in Gomod Ice Palace, you're always going to hit the switch. Yeah.
Yep.
Because you don't necessarily know you're going to find the big key, and with Samaria, of course, you don't need it. Or whatever, eat with the block or Samaria, either way. Yeah,
Yeah.
let's just switch it. If you're going to full clear Ice Palace, then don't bother with the switch, because you're never going to find the big key at some point. Pull the statue up farther. Yeah. And with a gold sword here and half magic, you don't need to worry about opening Coal's Earth Bombo. So just, yeah, you got so much health and stuff, like you can just kill. Time your spin a little bit later, though, to get him in the corner. And again, you can be quick swapping to stuff like the mirror while the crystal is dropping. And you can actually mirror directly out of the entrance of Ice Palace. You don't have to move at all. Huh? What? What's going on here? Oh, you're buying a blue. Okay. I don't think you need a blue with 16 red, but fair enough. Definitely don't have to take time picking up more bombs, or you've got 5 in the counter. You're probably going to find a ton of bomb packs in GT. Don't worry about it.
Yep.
You don't really need that many bombs for TR anyway. Like, TR is not a dungeon that needs bombs.
Yep.
Pretty
Those
nice
dead
dead rocks,
there.
actually. Yeah.
Yeah, those dead rocks are definitely a big fan of getting in the way.
Even pretty reasonable overall.
Yeah. Except for that one by Hera.
Yeah, that one. That one was the star.
Yeah.
So with mirror, it's slightly faster to go to right side first, mirror from the back, and then do left. But it's like a couple seconds, but something to think about. Plus, also if you're using an invulnerable item through there, you get another free refill at the front of TR, so you have even more magic coming back through. Oh, 3 keys on top, neat.
Nice. That's what you like to see.
Yeah, this is ideal for go mode TR. Yeah.
Yep.
Getting a 3rd key in chomps and make it really good. Probably not, but it'd be cool.
Yeah.
No, of course not. Okay. Well, in this case, we can still steal the Poke Key and keep going, because go mode TR, it's what you do. Assuming you don't get a vanilla big.
I think we already have.
Yeah, we got big. We got two smalls, 1 big up top. So yeah, we're moving.
Yep.
In that room, you can definitely like lock the anti-fairies up on the top by hitting the switch again, deal with the pokey, and then just if the anti-fairies are going to invade, they're going to cost you time. You can hit the switch again to not let them into the bottom part. And so the big chest for TR thing is like a 3% chance, and like the thing to think about is you don't need to safeguard against this, because everybody makes this decision when they're racing. Like everyone will. You definitely don't need to go to Mimic Cave here either, but everyone is gonna skip the big chest because 97% of the time it's the right play. So
yep,
this is definitely just wasted time looking for like a bow that's probably not here.
Yeah, and frankly, you're probably like the time you're using, like checking this is like like that's the time you would potentially save with silvers anyway.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I understand really wanting silvers, but like you've done a lot of extra checking for them. You've taken more time trying to find them than you would have saved by having them at this point.
Yeah. Even if your silverless Ganon is a little shaky. Yeah, nice little trick. I didn't know you can. Yeah, you have invulnerability frames there when you use the hook shot. So these the fire bars will not damage you.
I'm going to point out that you picked up hearts while your health was full, but you know. From downtown, I like that arrow shot. It's cute. You don't need to do it, but it's fun.
Yep.
All All right, there's the key. Good to go.
Yeah. Yeah, because a second bottle, not the worst for the time spent.
Yeah, you got something out of it at least. So what I would recommend doing there is they put the Samaria block in the middle of kind of like the bottom right, like the blue switch blocks make like a rupee shape. You just kind of put the Samaria block in the middle of that, and it will hit both switches as you go up to the left. Especially you can even item dash. It looks cool. I think the anti-fairy is only dumb because like you kind of spent extra time in the room letting the anti-fairies do silly things. Like if you just kind of move through that room efficiently, the anti-fairies will never be in your way. And for timing so remember you can always hit the head of Trinex before the body is vulnerable. And what you want to do is hold the sword spin out while the shell is exploding. Release the sword spin exactly when the shell disappears, and then you'll get the 1 or 2 free hits on the head if the positioning is correct.
Yep.
And at that point, you just need 1 hit to the body and you're good. It's a slight optimization, but you don't want to have your sword out during this. It does create a few more lag frames. You want to cancel your dash right before you touch the cutscene trigger, ideally. And with hookshot, the ideal way to go up the manual stairs actually is you have your sword out. If you can manage the button presses, hold your sword out and act and then hook and dash on the same frame, and you get like much faster stair movement. But yeah, it's if you can do 3 buttons.
Yeah, I am very bad at that.
Pushing 2 buttons on the same frame is one of the hardest things to do. Yeah.
Yeah, I can barely manage hook speed.
Oh, cool, a mushroom.
Nice mushroom. Yeah, full lift here. I think not really a whole lot to say is for GT round. I think most GT rounds are just perfectly fine. As some might be tiny bit faster than others depending on what the big key is, but you just really never know.
Like the best thing you can really do is just be efficient. Like use an efficient route. Don't do like weird back and forth stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if you're experienced enough with the racing that you feel like you've you're like maybe need to save like a minute or so. If you can do something a little bit crazy in GT key riding and maybe flip the race in your favor, go for it. But yeah, that's more kind of a race experience if you can gauge how you're doing versus what your opponent how many might be doing.
Hey.
And full left was the answer. Where are you going? Get out of here. You got the big key. You're actually just able to mirror. I'm going to severely question everything that happens from here on out. It's an extremely waste of time for one check. Please don't tell me you're going to Armos. Like, you have the big key. Just climb the tower, please. Like, I would say if you are a super new player and you're still learning the game and you obviously are at the level of like doing Silverless again and like, okay, sure. But I think at that point I don't think you should be worried too much about like racing just yet. Like, get your fundamentals down of like learning how to do Silverless skin and whatnot, and then start thinking about like racing and whatnot. Also, you should still just be using the bow here instead of slashing them.
Yeah.
It appears that you did really do this. That's correct. And like even if you do find a bow here back here, like it's still so much time taken. It's not worth it. I would say you look at this, if you remember with the result here, if it was like a difference of like 2-3 minutes or so, think about the fact that you could have just probably won it by not doing such excessive bow hunting. Yeah, if it was like 2 minutes, yeah, that all the bow hunting was really what did it, if nothing else. And for this term, you're better off just going underneath instead of having to deal with like the switching or back and forth here. Because then you have to figure out how to hit the switches in the middle. It's weird. Yeah, just go underneath. Take a little bit of damage.
Yeah, especially since you did take time to pick up the powder. Like, that's an easy like health refill.
Yeah.
Especially and with two potions. You're probably fine.
We found no shields. Neat. I'm sure Trey's happy about this. Just realizing we have no shields, I'm like, oh, cool. Actually got the original pattern. That's neat. Put them back where they belonged. So knowing you've got small magic stun price here, you could, and you've got a blue and a green in the pocket, you can definitely go a little bit nuts with your fire on the climb here because you have effectively 6 magic bars and also a guaranteed way to get more magic.
Yeah. Going ham with fire rod is one of my favorite things to do on the climb.
It's super satisfying because you can just burn everything with it. And then like you don't have to chase this guy across the room. You can just hit him from below and wait at the door.
Or even just arrows if you have like no half magic or anything, those work perfectly fine for those first few rooms.
And in Gauntlet 5 here in particular, you definitely want to use your fire rod, because what you get to do is you just kind of you splash the fire rod shot against that upper left pot, and it will just kill the Stalfos every time. And the Stalfos doesn't have an opportunity to wander somewhere weird and make it difficult for you. Like if you use the fire rod once in the climb, it's in Gauntlet 5. Or once in Gauntlet, I mean. You're going to use it more, but yeah. And again, you have enough magic in the pocket. You can definitely just use the fire rod here and save yourself a lot of time on Lambo too. Like there's being conservative and careful, but I think you're being overly conservative. Can't say I understand why you menued to fire rod when you're going to use Samari in this room again, but that's just me. Remember when Jingle Glitch was a thing? We had to be careful of Jingle Glitch. It's been a while. You definitely don't need the key. You have 2 keys. You could ignore this guy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the one area of GT where I don't totally dislike doing a little silvers fluffing, since you're like right there, maybe a little far away from the right chest, but the left chest is pretty free check. If you're gonna get the powdered antifairies, this chest's not terrible to check.
Yeah, I see a lot of people only go for the left chest because it's kind of the closer to the door. Like, yeah, I'll get both usually, but yeah, it's just me.
Yeah, I usually go for both too. It's not that big a deal to get the other one. It's like what, 2 seconds ish.
Yeah, if you want to time your hook shot there to the chest correctly, if you can count the explosions, like while Moldrum is exploding, those fast explosions. If you can count the 20th explosion, then fire your hook shot, it'll get there right in time. Oh, 7 seconds. I'm sorry, Smirk. That happens. Jeez, that's really close. And you realize like anything at that point could flip the race. Ugh. That's a good double there. Yeah. Oh, you can maybe triple this one with a little bit. Yeah, it's a solid double though. Yeah.
Yep, very solid Agate 2 fight.
Not a bad Agate 2, yeah. Agate 2 is one of those hard fight. It's a fight that's hard to give advice on because it's just kind of just have to like learn how to adapt to the triangles. And yeah. It's a terrible fight no matter what.
Yeah. Sometimes he gives you some nice ones like here. Sometimes some really rude ones.
One of those fights you have to just like do a lot in practice and just kind of get used to adapting on the fly for it. It's doing a lot of extra slashing here with lag generation. Yeah.
Yeah, as I say, with other swords, worth keeping in mind, you only need to slash 6 times each for these first phases. So you could have saved a little bit more magic and just kind of gotten out of the way.
Yeah, you have enough time to just hit him 6 times and then like hook shot to the left torch or something and just hang out and wait. Right, moment of truth. Where was that second bow we're hunting for all this time? Where is it? Light World.
World.
Yeah.
Oh,
just. Ooh, that was close.
So close. Oh my goodness. That would have had me scared for a little moment for me if we play this.
No, it's 12 hits with tempered sword. Yeah, 6 with gold.
Yep.
Yeah, for silverless here, definitely try to get used to using fire rod because you can set up for triples with it.
Yep.
It's just a like watch like a what's that video? Was that who was it? Who made that video that was like stupid Ganon tech? Whose video series was that? There's a video that's like stupid ALTTPR tech or something like that talks about the whole Ganon fight and breaks it down like with every possible equipment level you could have. And I recommend that video for like really tutorializing and like Ganon fights.
And yeah, I agree with Mamo in the chat. I think it looks like you have the basics of silverless downs. I think, like, I don't think you really needed to spend all that. Even if it's a little shaky, I think it's good enough that you didn't need to spend all that time looking for silvers.
Yeah, it was Kern's series. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, look up Kern's stupid tech. Yeah, I think that's the link right there. Yeah, it's a really good Ganon fight video. It's long, but like it breaks down all the different equipment levels. It's super good. It even teaches you stuff like really advanced stuff like Samaria block strats with Master Swords, which is pretty good to know actually. Something I admittedly should still get into muscle memory.
So with these bats, it's worth noting you can pretty easily like bait them out and getting yourself in a good position. Get the spins. Yeah, like that right there is like what you just did. Perfect example. Just kind of bait him out, move it down, cardinal direction down, and you've got the spin. Yeah, that was another good one right there.
Yeah, it wasn't like an awful silverless Ganon. Like it's just you've got the idea of it down. Just definitely just like grind it out and just get more consistent at it and learn your like fire rod triple setups, and you'll be good to go.
Here we go, GG. Yeah, well, it wasn't Ped that had that bow. What other light? I don't even know what. I'll close my tracker. Close my tracker I had up. I don't know what checks are left.
I want to say Smiths and Ped. It wasn't Ped though, was it? Did we see it?
No, yeah, it was just like I think it was a piece of heart.
Yeah.
Sick kid. Sick kid. That's also a possibility. Yes.
Sick and bottle vendor.
The late bottles. Yeah.
I don't think we ever got back to checking bottle vendor either. But I think let's see. Also for boots movement, the NMG tutorial video series that was made by there were like 3 guys. I forget there's a really good NMG tutorial series that like since NMG has boots for almost the whole game, there you can get a lot of good knowledge out of that by just like watching how that tutorial handles rooms. It's not unapplicable everywhere in Rando, but you'll learn a lot of good boots fundamentals from that video series in particular. So I would recommend checking that out too if you want to improve your Kaz boots movement, or just any seed in which you get boots, you can benefit from that.
Yeah, I think we mentioned earlier about also P Train's boots camp video. He goes over a lot of like boots movement.
The FMG, yeah, thank you, Melo. Yeah, the FMG, that's that tutorial series, yeah.
Yeah, this is an interesting seed. Definitely presents a situation I think definitely trip up a lot of new people.
Yeah, like not having to do pod here, it's like I feel like I would have done pod here because I would have current jumped and gone like Catfish Pyramid and then be like, oh, there's a bomb bush medallion. I guess I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to Mire now. I mean, just go to pod and go try to get value out of my play, and then would have wasted more time overall. So I mean,
yeah,
you made the right call by going to Mire, at least. Like, it worked out for you.
Yeah.
But again, it's hard to know in a racing situation, like whether you're making the right decision. You never have perfect information. Sometimes you just got to go for it, and sometimes you're right.
It probably balances out. I mean, pod versus Aga Climb, Aga 1 fight.
Yeah, and in other shuffles there, like the hammer can very well be in pod, and in that case, like your current jump is your best way to get it. So.
Yep. Yeah. Rishima Trey, yep. Giving everyone the shout outs, give everyone a follow. Link to the past Ken very kindly provided this VOD for us to review today. Give him a follow. And my Kokam Adilor follow right there.
It has been fun. Thanks Trey for setting this up for us. We appreciate you. I think I'm out of comments. I think I've said everything I want to say. So I'll let you have the final words.
Thanks for joining me. Had a good time reviewing this. I hope gave Ken plenty to think about. Everyone else who might have been watching too, you learned a thing or two. And I think we'll be back. When is tomorrow's? Let me just look at the schedule really quick. We have another one.
Tomorrow's at 9 p.m. Eastern.
9 p.m. Eastern. Got it. Yeah, so another one tomorrow, another one on Friday. So 2 more to close the week of VOD reviews. And yeah, I think that's about all I have to say too. So yeah, thanks for joining us, everyone, and yeah, be sure to come back tomorrow and Friday for more VOD reviews in advance of the Mentor tournament. And just, remember to keep playing, keep having fun, and I hope you all enjoy yourselves when the tournament kicks off.
We'll be watching and critiquing, silently judging. Like I said, just have fun. Make sure you're having fun. This is the #1 rule. If you're not having fun, find a way to have fun.